See if anybody shows up. See if I can share this and see who comes in. Share it on my Facebook. Okay, just waiting, seeing if anybody shows up. I'm not doing anything. Might as well be here with you. Talk to you. Hey, LP, hi, how are you? Welcome. I'm not doing much, so I thought I'd just pop on here for an impromptu live and see if anybody showed up and if they had any questions for me. See what they're doing. See if I can send out a message and let people know. I'm feeling fine, but I'm self-quarantining right now. So I'm coming to you from the back bedroom. I had all my windows open, though. It is beautiful here. It is like a 70-degree day here in October, which is, it's above, it's wonderful. I don't feel sick, but yes, I'm sick. So, yep, I have to stay away from everybody. So, hi, LG Homestead. Welcome. Thank you for dropping in. I am hanging out here alone and thought, well, I might as well be alone live. So, I am happy not to be alone now. I have two here in the chat to keep me company. So, yeah, I don't have any of the known symptoms, but I'm in quarantine, so. I don't get much alone time. I adopted kids, so I am raising a second family, and there's not a lot of alone time in that. They're high maintenance. I wouldn't change it for the world, though. Love them to death, but it's high maintenance. So, hanging out. And I have to stay close to town because I can't stay out at my place with no internet and no cell service. So, in case I didn't feel fine suddenly. So, I've graciously been allowed to stay here at my friend's house, my daughter's house, and so it is really nice. It is beautiful outside, just so beautiful. I have all the windows open, the air flowing through here, and it's just gorgeous. I wish I was out there. I went out for a little bit by myself and took a walk and came back in. No canning for me right now, so I figure I might as well answer canning questions. So, if anybody has any questions or, wants to come hang out with me on the live, they can do that. I'll send a link if I have their email. I've been doing YouTube just a little bit over a year, about a year and a half. Um, I have almost 4,000 subscribers, and I do not have all my watch hours in. Um, I was the first year I did not do videos regularly, and so I did not put the work into it. So trying to get caught back up. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much for coming from the Facebook group. I like hearing that. I've tried to make it a good place for people to learn. So thank you. So the Facebook group is older than my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is something I created to help the Facebook group. The Facebook group, it has about 90,000 people in it. Actually, more than that, 92 or something. I don't know at the moment. And I seem to be answering the same questions over and over again, or they were asking a lot of the stuff. And so I thought, why not I'm a hands on learner. So I thought, why not? There's my ducks. Why not start doing some videos and demonstrate for people? And so the Facebook group is what made me start doing the YouTube channel. Top 5 suggestions for a new canner. Number 1, buy a ball blue book. You need a times table, and they have some great pictures, step-by-step pictures. That's how I learned to can with my mom. I had my mom and my grandma, but there was things that I wanted to can, and I would grab the ball blue book and watch the pictures and follow the steps. So number 1 would be buy a ball blue book. Number 2 is start getting your stash of jars. Make sure just buy jars when you get a chance with the lids. Number 3, start a notebook and write down all the recipes that you like. One year I canned 7 or 8 different kinds of pickles, but I didn't write down any of the recipes to see which ones I liked. And now I don't have the recipes for the ones I liked. So always write down the recipes you use in a book, or, print them out and paste them in a book. Do something to save those recipes. The 4th thing I would tell them is get a mentor. Someone you trust, whether it's a Facebook group as your mentor or an older person or another canning partner, but find someone and do it together. The camaraderie and the companionship and the work saved. When you split the workload with somebody, everything, and just do it together is so much more fun and so much easier. And then you split what you make. And then number 5 would be start out with small batches until you know what you like. Because I've made some big batches of things that I'll never eat. I just dumped some tomato stuff that I canned, and it was awful, and I will never eat it. So I just dumped it and got my jars back. So those are my 5 tips. Good question. Very good question. Does anybody else have any questions? Because it's really hard to just talk. Oh, my chocolate pudding pie is a very special recipe. I've never given that out. But what I do is I buy a graham cracker crust. On the bottom of my graham cracker crust, I sprinkle lightly chocolate chips. And then I sprinkle the little mini marshmallows. And then I make from scratch hot chocolate pudding, and I pour it in my pie, and it melts the marshmallows which start to float to the top, and it melts that chocolate, which sinks to the bottom. And that is the most delicious, wonderful chocolate pudding pie you can ever make. And I use all real milk and all real butter and all real eggs. And I do use the box of Jello cooked pudding though. And that's my chocolate pudding pie. And I make that every year for Christmas. That is my daughter Jessica's favorite. Welcome, Yossi. Good to see you. I have to go binge watch your channel. I'm looking for things to do while I'm stuck by myself in the bedroom, hanging out back here. So, and I'm glad to visit with all of you guys today. There's 5 of you in here. This is wonderful. When I first started canning, what were your biggest hangups or mistakes? See, I started canning when I was 5. I should have paid more attention to my mom. That was my biggest mistake. I did not appreciate her as much as I should have, and all that she did when she was teaching me to can. But I started right up there beside her at age 5. And I remember, at least at age 5, canning salmon in a pickup camper on a camper LP stove. And we canned hundreds of pints of salmon that way through the years. And I would give my right arm for just one of those pints of salmon right now today. But yeah, that's my biggest mistake. And also canning things that I wasn't sure I was going to like, and then I really didn't like them anyway. So, sometimes I can stuff because it's given to me. Like, I just canned a bunch of beets. I don't like beets. They're too earthy. They taste like dirt to me, so I don't eat beets. But I just canned a bunch of pickled beets, tried it again, and I gave them away because I did can them because I knew someone that wanted them. So it was a good trade-off. I'm possibly got to do a video of it. I didn't get it filmed right, so in the bit audio was too far off. So I have a lot of problems with my audio. So I didn't post that video. But I did get a very nice thank you from the person that I gave the pickled beets to. But a lot of times, I can things that I don't like. So I know it's a happy mistake. What's that? Bob Ross says there's only happy accidents. So, hi, Country Mama Music's Hobby Farm Living. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. I'm taking questions. So just kind of hanging out here and nothing to do. So I thought I would talk to all of you today and take your questions. So if you have anything for me, just let me know. So I'm just kind of getting it out on social media here. See if anybody else wants to join us. Well, hurry up, Yossi. I'm very interested to see what you're going to post. And I'm bored. I need to binge watch some stuff. So you need to post some so I can binge watch. Hi, JGT. There's not a real good way to avoid that tuna smell. Canned chicken just has that smell to it. But like, you open the jar, walk away for a couple minutes, let it air out, and then come back and work with it. That's what I do. It just is. You can, if you really like onions, you can add a lot of onions, and that'll kind of take some of that away. But I just know it's going to smell when I open it, and it's going to be fabulous after I cook it for a minute and it airs out. I have not made Fiesta beans. I'm not. I Funny thing, I only crave beans when I'm pregnant, and I am past those days. But yeah, I make the burritos though. I love the burritos in a jar. So no, I haven't had them blister. But then a lot of times I might not notice because I like to fry my green beans with I'm talking to Rhonda Renee. Sorry everyone. Um I like to fry my green beans like on the grill or in a cast iron frying pan. So they're going to do that anyway when I cook them. Oh, the 18-month date. Everybody has to have, for the lawyers, an expiration date. That's just like, it has no basis in reality. It's like telling us that salt has an expiration date. You're going to tell me that something's been laying on the ground for since Jesus stepped on it as he walked past the Dead Sea, and suddenly because somebody in Israel puts it in a box, it's got an expiration date and it's not salt anymore? No, it's fine. Use common sense. That's just for the lawyers. Um, Macabre, good question. Um, Nutritional wise, I'm going to tell you that you should really eat raw. Raw food is actually where it's at as far as nutrition. But I live in a climate where I can't have access to food I have grown raw year round. I don't have a greenhouse set up yet. So the next best thing for me is my home canned food. The processed food from the store has sugar and salt like you wouldn't believe in it, and I can't eat it because of other things that they put in it, chemicals they put in it. I'm allergic to. So for me, the most healthy thing I can do is to put the freshest food possible into a jar and seal it, following the instructions myself, because I know what's in it and I know I didn't put anything in there and I know it was fresh. So for me, that's the next best thing to eating fresh out of my garden. And of course, you would eat fresh out of your garden, or I go to food. I don't have a garden this year because I was moving. So I shopped local, the next best thing is know your farmer. The spices can help. The thing is, watch out with poultry spice. It has sage. Sage will make everything taste bitter. So don't put anything in there with a thanks, country mama. Don't put anything with sage in. Add that when you open it because it will make it very bitter. Oh, thanks, Gil. Thank you. I really need my watch hours. I slipped because I got busy there moving and I didn't get my watch time and get my videos posted. So watch for a lot of videos in the next 10 days because I'm just going to be a video making machine while I'm sitting here in my bedroom by myself for the next 10 days. If that tells you anything, you know what I'm up to. Yes, Rhonda Renee, that is the potato starch, and the starch will leach out. That's why they tell you to rinse them, peel them and rinse them before you can them. And the longer they sit, the cloudier they will get, and it will thicken almost like a gel. And people pay a lot of money for that potato starch. They dehydrate that, and they pay a lot of money to use that in gluten-free recipes. So, um, when I open my jar of potatoes, if I'm going to make soup out of it, I want that dumped in there as a thickener. Right now, I had just looked at it. I have 2,599 watch hours. Was only like close to 1,000 away. I had close to 3,000, and then I slipped. My big video fell off. It was more than a year ago. Yes, embrace the gel. Your vitamins are leaching into the fluid in your jar, so save that fluid. Even the canned food from the store, when I make my holiday meals, and if I use canned corn, I save that um, liquid out of my canning jars, the jars of vegetables I open, and put that in my stuffing instead of water, and I put it in my soup, my turkey soup. Oh, I have 2,590. I'll look. Let me look. I'll find it here for sure. I just looked at it, but I can't remember. If you can see, where's the camera on this thing? 2,599.8 watch hours right now. So I need 1,401. So I'm getting there. I don't know the answer to that. I'm still working on getting there. I'll worry about that once I get there. Oh, thank you, LG. LG knows the answer. Is it okay to not pack a jar of pickles so it's only half full of cucumber, but full of brine and juice? Yes, yes. You can, you use more jars that way, but yes, you can do that. And in said jars, when moved, the garlic releases a cloud. Yes, the garlic has, yeah, garlic does weird things. It can be pink all of a sudden. It can be blue all of a sudden. That's normal. It's normal. I don't know. Yeah, garlic has, yeah. Oh, I love questions. Bring them on. But yeah, garlic does weird things. It's okay. It really is. It has that little, like, yeah, it's little, yeah, it does it. And if it turns blue, it's okay. And it's the prettiest sapphire blue. And that's normal. I'm like, really? No. Oops. I had to straighten my leg. Yep. No, bring the questions on. I hope I haven't missed any. If I miss them, just ask them again. So, yeah. Oops. No, bring them on, LP. I love questions. Um, but yeah, just hanging. I don't know if that, keep that out of the picture. Um, just hanging out here for a while. Um, Air bubbles. Like there might be bubbles in there that you didn't. Did you debubble when you filled the jar? Because sometimes there's things get stuck on air bubbles get stuck on the side of food, so they can come up. If you're seeing them bubbling, like making bubbles, and it's not hot anymore, that would be a clue that it's going to go bad. I'd watch that jar. But if you got vinegar in there, it would be very rare for it to do that with the right amount of vinegar in there. Country Mama musings. So, just a second. I gotta sneeze. If I roast some cherry tomatoes, is it okay to add a raw clove of garlic in the jar to store in the fridge for weeks? Are you asking like in oil? Are you putting them all in oil? The official answer to that would be no. The unofficial answer is a lot of us have always done that and never had a problem, but you can get a problem with botulism if you do that. So the answer to that is supposed to be no. Do I do that? I have. I haven't recently, but I have. But I would really want to know where my garlic was from and make sure it was very, very clean. Okay, if she didn't debubble, then it's probably just from the air that's rising naturally because it was in the jar stuck on the side of the vegetables. It should be fine. Just watch and make sure that there's no bulging of the lid and that the lid doesn't come out. Um, yes, if the food goes bad, it can bubble and pop the top of your jar. Yeah. You know, preserving garlic and olive oil in the refrigerator is a time honored old thing, and a lot of people in a lot of countries that's the only way they have to do it, even without the refrigerator. Um, but garlic does tend to ferment, and it does tend to um, have stuff in, because it's soil borne, and from the earth, it could have botulism. Hi, Hedgehog's Homestead. Yes, thank you, King Poop. Thumbs up, everyone. I think I missed a question. I got to go back just a little bit first. I missed one. I wanted to get up here. This is. There we go. Let me go. I saw that. Yes, you can clean your jar rims, JET, with water instead of vinegar. The vinegar is to cut any fats that are on the rim. So if you're doing something with meats, you would want to use vinegar. Otherwise, you could do water. It's just to make sure that the jar is clean. And then you want the vinegar for anything that would be fatty or have oil. What is the process on saving the potato starch when it comes out of the jars? I usually rinse the potatoes, but would love to dehydrate it. Sorry, you would just use one of those trays for liquid, put it in the dehydrator, and dehydrate it until it's powdery, and then grind it to a powder. And that's all they do when they make potato starch. I love to do garlic that way. I haven't done it in just a few years because um, I now store my garlic in honey, which I know sounds weird, but it takes the bite. I gotta fly. I have the windows open. It takes the bite off the garlic. It makes it sweeter. So I actually ferment my garlic on purpose in honey, and I store all my garlic in honey, and I don't even put it in the refrigerator. And I can eat it raw that way, and it's really, really healthy for you. I throw it in salads that way and eat it raw right on my salad that way. Um, so it's much healthier than oil. So I just use the honey, but that's me. My garlic doesn't last that long. I have to keep making it up. I usually try to have quite a bit of garlic. Hi, Hedgehog's Homestead. I'm not sure I said hi to you. Jujubi Spudmud, welcome. Thank you so much for Mary for bringing her here to the group. Hey, Tina Ladybug, welcome. Yes, vinegar will also. Very good point. Thank you. Um, Vinegar also gets the sugary stuff off the rim as well. So if you have a really like pie filling, you would want to use vinegar. Very good point. Thank you. Good reminder. The pasta water would be really dilute, so I don't think that it would be worth saving. The energy you would take to dehydrate it would not be worth saving it for that. But you could certainly save it if you're going to make bread and use it for the water in your bread and not waste it. You could also use your pasta water for other baking. And yeah, you don't have to just throw it out. You could use it, plan it. If you're baking the next day, save it. Oh, yes. I make all my own hot sauces. Yes. And so I love the garlic and honey for that too. But I keep a jar of honey just with garlic. I've also been doing a lot of herbs and honey, and I don't know if I've released a video of that yet. I don't think I have. I had a bunch of honey given to me. I did the video though with the hot peppers and honey too, and preserving them in honey, and made a hot honey in place of, and that's very good as a barbecue sauce. Daz, have you tried to make a shelf stable canned bread? No, but they do a brown. I'm going to do a brown ba- ba 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 ba. It's not even Halloween, and I'm talking like Count Dracula. Oh, you can do a steamed brown bread in jars in the oven and seal it. And I do want to do that because I absolutely love brown bread. It is one of my planned videos. I just haven't done it. As far as like doing the rolls, I've seen the rolls in the individual canning jars, and then they seal them. They bake them right in the canning jar and then seal them as they come out of the oven. My family is too large to do that. They would eat them. They eat all the bread I can make if I don't stand there with a bread knife tapping them. Stay out of it. They, on the edge, not on the blade. They'll eat it all. Gone. So it never would last long enough. But I did make cornbread or in jars, and I did a video about that. And that's wonderful because then I have the cornbread and the chili, pull them off the shelf together, and they're good to go. I keep them side by side on my shelves. That's a duck. I have ducks. I keep them here at my daughter's in her backyard. I have ducks and chickens, and that is my duck. And she's a very lonely duck because her partner died. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to find a drake. So I'm going to find her a life partner before spring. The difference between jam, jelly, and marmalade. Jam is mashed fruit. It has all of the fruit parts in it, and it's all mashed up. Uh, Jelly is the fruit juice and pectin that is gelled to make a smooth spread with no seeds or fruit parts in it. Marmalade is made with the rind of a citrus fruit. So it can have other fruits mixed in with it, but it always has the rind of a citrus fruit in it. And then a conserve is a jam with nuts and possibly the rind of a citrus fruit, just in case you didn't know. Yes, I do pack my garlic in olive oil in the past and preserved it that way. But now I do it in honey because I like it in honey better. But again, that is not approved. You can get botulism from that. So be warned. Well, Jujubee Spud Mud, I had horses. And we did very well with our horses. And we got to go to the Detroit Fairgrounds for the Michigan High School Equestrian Team finals for the state. And I had never been there before. It was quite the interesting place. And I took a bucket of grain for my horses, and we put it outside her stall one night. And we came back, and the rats had chewed the entire bucket and ate over half the grain that spilled out of the hole they ate in the plastic 5-gallon pail. Now, to give you some perspective on this, we had never seen a rat before of that size. I had a rat in high school that was my science project that I took home as a pet. But when we drove by the car wash the next day from after that had happened, my children who had never seen a rat in their lives said, "What are those small dogs doing under that car at the car wash?" And I looked over there, and those were not a dozen small dogs. Those were a dozen small rats in the car wash. So the rats of enormous size there can eat through a plastic bucket in one night. If I'm going to store my food, I'm going to store it in glass jars because I don't think they can eat through that in quite one night. So that is why I don't use 5 gallon pails much. Um, and if I can find gallon jugs, but that's me. And then I have never used the oxygen absorbers. I seal them with a either my food saver or in the oven with a vacuum seal. Oh, hot peppers and honey. Yes. Oh, the hot honey is so good. I hope you, if you see the video, it is so easy to make. But you do boil the honey a little bit so then it doesn't have the health benefits. Um, I also do, I have stored peppers just in vinegar, in 100% vinegar. And they keep for, according to a famous Tabasco sauce manufacturer, they're much better if you store them in oak barrels for 20 years in plain vinegar before you make your Tabasco sauce. So, I figure if I keep my pickles a couple years, or peppers a couple years in vinegar before I do something with them, we're all good. Yes, it doesn't matter. The ones above the liquid are going to get discolored from the oxygen, but they're not unsafe to eat. Your potatoes are still safe. Any of your food that's above the water line in your jar is still safe to eat. It's just going to get discolored from the oxygen, and you just kind of. I sometimes I go downstairs, I'll just shake it and get the liquid back on it because it does get kind of looks like it dries out and stuff. But once you pour it into your pan and cook it, and you should always cook it for 10 minutes before you eat it anyway. If the food you get at the store in a can, you read the back of it, it says you're supposed to cook it too. That's really how we're supposed to do it. We all have gotten lazy. But, you cook it and then you can't even tell which pieces that was because it all rehydrates back up. Yes, you can add herbs to candy recipes at will. It should not change the pH that much unless you're. Yes, I do have those honey videos. Yes, those honey videos are all out. It should not change the pH that much. That's just the seasoning, you know. I will try, Daz. I will take that on as a challenge. I can't cook anything for the next 10 days. I'm getting my meals brought to me right here in this bedroom, and I'm going to be right here in this room for 10 days. And that should tell you what's going on in my life. Ooh, pineapple, papaya, and hot peppers. Oh, I like that combination. Whoops, somebody's texting me here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I'll tell her that later. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cornbread is really good with chili. It is a traditional American thing. Um, my mom always had to have cornbread with her chili, and she always had to have cornbread with bean soup. So basically, anything that we ate beans with, we had cornbread because corn and beans are a complementary protein. So it totally replaces like a meat. If you eat corn and beans together, you get a complete protein. So you're getting the better nutrition when you eat corn with your beans. That's right. Country folks, you don't, and I should be very specific. My recipe is Johnny cake, and it is my grandmother's Johnny cake recipe, and it's worth fighting for. And you got to fight for the end pieces. You want the crust on the end. You got to get the crust. You want the corners. I have been had that same problem, Yossi, about garlic. I've had a few people that have asked me not to eat so much garlic that have had to stand close to me at work. Yes, I love The Princess Bride. It's my favorite movie in the whole world. I gotta watch that again. Marathon. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah. I do not think that means what you think it means. Yeah. I know I'm think I'm going to be singing Johnny Cash songs, country mama music, after being in my jail cell for 10 days back here in the back bedroom. But it is a wonderful jail cell, and I'm being very well taken care of. So, yes, LP pickled beets. Those are eaten fresh, not cooked. Anything that is pickled, like vinegar, is and anything that is water bath canned fruit. So water bath canned fruit and um somebody's car is alarming. And pickled vegetables can be eaten straight from the jar. Yes, I'm still live, Becca. Yes. I've got 18 people watching me, so I'm going to milk the watch hours. I don't get to do this very often, and I have no small children um, harassing me. So wonderful. I do not freeze my store bought pasta for more than 24 hours um, because before I vacuum seal it. I just put it in for 24 hours and right back out and let it dry out because it tends to like soak up water from the freezer, so you don't want to leave it in there very long. It's a quick freeze. And 24 hours is usually enough to kill the bugs. Chili on top of a cinnamon roll. Hmm. Have to put my order in for that. Hi, Red Hen. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Henry Leslie, Vermont. I do have that good cornbread recipe. I'll see if I can get it posted, Yossi, or I'll Facebook it to you if I can find it quicker that way. Throw food and run. Yeah, knock. Make sure I put my mask on. Slide. Good thing there's a big crack under the door you can slide it through, right, Becca? Yes. Thank you, Homestead Aquarius. Thank you, Robert, for coming in. I am so honored. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's really amazes me that 19 people will, pop in and spend their early evening here with me. Well, you know what, Sweeney's Creek Farm? You send me some Vegemite and I'll let you know. My sister went to Australia 2 years ago without me. She did not do any of the family history stuff that we need to do while we're there because she did not know that I had found a bunch of connections with DNA over there. And the only thing I asked her to do was to bring me home a jar of Vegemite. So she brings me home some mustard pickled vegetables. It was actually really good. I don't like cauliflower, but it was actually really good. It was like a curried one, so it wasn't too bad. But she's like, I couldn't find Vegemite. I'm like, you couldn't find Vegemite in any store in Australia? Are you sure you were in the right place? Like, did you get off the boat? Like, what? All right, bye, country mama musings. Get your work done before your hubby gets home. Anybody else have any more questions? Oh, I see a Cheese Whiz question. How did I see it? It went and it came. Yes, you can can cheese. It gets gritty because you're taking some of the oils out of it. Some of that cheese is not, I hate to admit it, real cheese. Some of the Cheese Whiz is milk and Jello gelatin. So you're The Jello does not can well. So the second time you're canning it, it's not doing so well. You might want to try to get more of a non-processed cheese because American cheese isn't even cheese. No, she was in Australia, country mama musings, but she brought me back. She went to Australia and New Zealand. She brought me back a T-shirt from New Zealand, so I have proof she was over there. But yeah, she was supposed to take me on all these cruises when she got old, and no, she's got a boyfriend, so trying to keep the poster out of the picture. So great. I second second fiddle now and don't get to go on the cruises. I've always wanted to try Vegemite. It's one food I have wanted to try, um, just because I think it's interesting. I like interesting foods. I like interesting things. Yeah, still LP. Um, they do start to turn pale over time because of the light getting to them. Um, I have a curtain that I put over my rack because I don't have a dark room right now for my canning supplies. And so everything that I can, I put a little curtain up across my shelf to keep it darker in there because the light is not the friend of canned goods. I am going to have to go check out your sweet mustard pickle. I need to make that because I that's the thing I said when I got it. I'm like she gave me this like it's got cauliflower in it. I don't eat cauliflower. I mean, she's known me since I was born. When have I eaten cauliflower? And she brought me cauliflower. And she goes all over on cruises. Every year she takes a cruise and she's went all over the world. And she brings me home like weird stuff. I love it. But and smash pennies. I collect smash pennies. So she always brings me a smash penny. Blue Farm, welcome. Yeah, see, Sweeney's Creek Farm. I liked it. I was surprised I liked it, but I'll have to make some. That's what I said. If I get given some cauliflower, I'll have to make that with it because that's something at least I like. And a lot of people ask me how to preserve um cauliflower, and I'm like, I don't have many recipes for that because it turns pretty nasty when you can it regularly. So yes, a dark shower curtain will work. Good idea. Yep. Hey, Courtney. Glad you could make it. If you want to come up, I can send you a live. If you're busy, I understand. I know you have a lot of things going on this weekend. So, let me. Yeah. Oh, anyway. Oh, sorry. I have to pay attention to my only link to the outside world. Sorry. Oh, well, I didn't see your question, Rebecca. Ask me again. I missed it. Bye, Henry. Thank you for coming in. Bye, Red Hen. Thank you for coming in. Yes, duck eggs are good. I have a niece and she has a bunch of ducks. In fact, this duck was hatched from her ducks. What to make for dinner? I don't know. Nothing sounds good. I told you, nothing sounds good. And I just, my go-to just is spaghetti, but you don't like spaghetti, Rebecca, so I don't know. Anything you make will be fine. Just make sure it fits under the door. Okay, thanks, Courtney. Be safe. Ooh, Korean beef over rice. Hey, Becca, that's it. Make your stir fry. Get some canned chicken from downstairs and make your rice stir fry. There's vegetables in the freezer. Oh, I think I need to go check that out. I missed a story somewhere. Homestead Aquarius. I like runner ducks. Yes. And they are good weeders in the garden, which is what I wanted the ducks for. So, yeah, runner ducks would be great. This one is just like a khaki Campbell mix. I don't know. Her ducks are all mixed. Yeah, it's the LP light is just a discoloration issue. It is not a safety issue. So no problems with it. Ooh. Quarter of brown sugar, quarter of soy sauce, and some sesame seed oil, red pepper flake. Pour it over. Ooh. Hey, Becca, there's the recipe. Chicken spaghetti with Tanya Logan. There is a good idea, Becca. Chicken spaghetti with cream cheese sauce. I see someone saying hi to Citizen Gardener. I'm Guardian. Hi, CG. Thank you for coming in. I have a question for you. I have people from South Africa that want to join my Facebook groups that are just the local US groups. If I start a South African Rebel Canners, I think I need to take the Rebel name out of it. I think that could be a problem for, I don't want to make a problem for people there if they joined it. I don't want them. So do you think I should take the Rebel out of the name and just do a South African Canners as a subgroup? Would that be okay then if I did it that way? Asking for a friend. Bacon, everything's better with bacon. Bacon, onion, spaghetti. That does not actually sound bad. That sounds actually pretty good. Ooh. Cauliflower, carrots, radishes, and peppers as a medley pickled. I like pickled radishes. I did not think I would because I'm not a big radish fan either. They have too much of a bite. But I like pickled radishes. Okay, perfect. I will do that because I have people that keep trying to join the American subgroups, and I try to look to make them very specific to each state and not people from other countries. So I think with the amount of interest I've had recently, I'm gonna open one up, and then I don't know. I have so many subgroups. I don't really like to do that and make more, but I think it's needed. There's enough now. People keep trying to join my mountain state one, so I think they're looking for some high altitude canning tips. Tanya Logan, I have restaurant-sized cream of mushroom soup. Can it be recanned? I'm going to say yes because it's already been canned once. The thing is, it may curdle on you. Just FYI. I'm gonna say that they probably use clear gel in it, and it's not going to, but just be aware that it might. So don't open it up until you're ready to at least use some of it so you don't lose all of it. But that's a really good question. And I have seen some recipes to make it with clear gel, which would then be approved and safe. So, not even rubble. Oh, thanks for letting me play as you go do your chores. I really need my view time, so this is wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Yes, everybody go watch Citizen Guardians videos. Get them some watch time too. They've got some really good ones. Hi, Alberta Patriot. You're about to can pumpkin for the first time. Oh, have fun with that. I did a lot of pumpkin last year, so I didn't have to do it this year. It's a messy job. I like to do it every other year. Yes, thank you, Courtney. Everybody hit the thumbs up button. I can't see all that. I'm not used to doing this. I don't do too many lives on my own. I kind of like to hang out with Courtney. She uses Melon and I use StreamYard, so doing it a little bit different. But so far, it seems to be working. It's the first time I've used this computer, so. I don't know if I have a moderator in here besides myself. Let me see if I can do that. I wonder how I can. I can't do it while I'm in the live. Need to make some of you mods. I think Courtney should be a mod, but it's not showing that she's a mod. Hi, Tillman Family Farm. Hello from Middle Georgia. Hello. And MH, hi. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. We still have 18 people in here. This is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh no. Go plug in. Ah, thanks. Thanks, CG. Thank you. Let me see. I'm going in here so I can get his link. Let me see if I can get in here and grab it and post it. All right. Oh, I can. All right. I'm figuring out how to do this. This one. I just happen to pick this one. I'm going to copy it. All right. Let's see if we can get. Oh! No. Okay. Play his, I'll get in trouble. All right. And here I am. All right. There you go. There is his link. There. It should be in there for you. I'm not seeing it here, but it is. Oh, cheesy scalloped potatoes. All right, cheesy scalloped potatoes works, but you can't. You're echoing me. Turn your volume off.
Cheesy scalloped potatoes.
Perfect.
With sausage.
Cheesy scalloped potatoes with sausage for supper is perfect. I love it.
Okay.
Great idea.
Now to peel
All right. I'll have to get some more moderators for the next live, and then we can all share links. Maybe we'll do a live tomorrow and do some promoting other people's channels. That would be fun. I have some time on my hands. I have about 10 days, 9 more days to hang out here and figure out what I'm going to do all by myself in this room. And so, yeah, might as well come on here and talk to you guys. I know Tim from Ridge Life canceled his live tomorrow night, so He usually does a share thing with other people's channels, so maybe I can replace him tomorrow night for that. So we have 19 people in this live still. This is amazing. I'm going to stay on here for a little while because I am bored and you guys are keeping me company. So, oh, thank you, Blue Farm, for going and subbing him up. He's got some really great content. You'll be very happy with that. He makes me think of things I've forgotten. So, thank you. Bye, Jujube's Mud. Thank you, Tanya. I really need watch hours. I am 1,401 hours away from getting monetized, which would really help my family. So maybe this week, as long as I'm still feeling good, I will do some things. I'm going to do some question and answer videos and see if I can get them all loaded up, get some new videos out. It's kind of hard when I'm running the kids back and forth to school, but their school is closed this week. And so they are all on virtual school and they're not allowed to bother me at all and for any reason. So I am isolating myself here in this little room for 10 days. Yes, I've been preparing for this for a while and didn't think it would happen to me. Here I am. So yes, Sis and Guardian, and he is firsthand living through things that we hope we don't have to worry about. Does anybody else have questions? Any more questions for me? Keep me on topic here with canning, or ask me a non-canning question. I'm game. Spending time every week on the Blue Ribbon Show every Friday with Courtney at noon our time has really helped become comfortable. I was not comfortable at first. And you look really comfortable up there. You do good. I have two boys who are really struggling not to bother me because one likes to be right over my shoulder all the time. So, I have 6 acres. I just moved from town out to 6 acres in the country. I have a non-traditional garden. It's called a food forest. I've been planting it for about 3 to 4 years now since I bought the property. It is not your traditional style of garden. And then I do have a potager raised bed garden that I'm just starting now. I started the raised beds last year in response to what I am going through right now this week. And then I expanded that. This year I was given a bunch of containers, big round ones like, what is that gardening show, that the big round feed tubs. And I was given 2 dozen of those. And I am using those to garden. But I didn't plant a garden this year because I was not going to be home. I was moving and I was not going to be at the property and I was not going to be in town. And I was going to be gone all summer. So I did not garden. Everything I can this year came from the local farmers market. I have chickens and I have ducks. In the past, I have had, watch this list, llamas, alpacas, goats, long-haired sheep, short-haired sheep, pigs, one Holstein cow, basically an entire petting zoo. I've had hedgehogs, I've had long-haired Angora rabbits, I have had meat rabbits, I have had um, everything. I Yeah, I love animals, and they mostly wind up being pets. But this year we did raise some meat birds, and we butchered those for our chicken, and then we um, raised a large amount from eggs, hatched from eggs, um, a flock of chickens for eggs, and then I had 7 roosters given to me, and we saved the best one of that for our flock rooster, and processed the other 6. Well, 2 of them, because we have one for a friend yet, but it was too nice a rooster to process. He's getting a good home, and will live out his life with a harem of hens in another place. So I've had quite the thing over my lifetime. Oh, and we raised horses. We raced horses um, for high school equestrian team. I was a coach for the high school equestrian team for a while, and so we did showed horses, and we did barrel racing. Yep, just keep me in the background, Gil. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you clean for a long time. I'm gonna stay on here for a little while. Maybe I'll make 2 hours. I don't know. We'll see. As long as there's still people in here, you guys leave me out. I'll shut her down. But I'm bored. Yes. See, you can start a food forest, Tanya, anywhere. Um, I went out and I didn't take a video of it, but I did um, get a bunch of walnuts this year and shag bark hickory nuts and some hickories, and I am planting those in my food forest. In fact, I was a little lazy today. I just took the walnuts out. I've already planted them where I want them, and I got another half bushel, and I know I'm not going to be able to process them now. Um, so I went and threw them out, and I'm going to let the squirrels eat them or plant them for me, whichever they prefer. And we'll see. Yes, Citizen Guardian. I love my horses. My last horse passed away right after I bought this property. And one of the reasons I bought the property was to bring her home. The place where I had boarded her closed, and so I had to have other arrangements. So I just bought this property with my retirement, and then she passed away shortly after I bought the property. So she's buried on the property. I'll never sell it. But, oh, Zone 3. You can have Egyptian walking onions. You may not be able to have nut trees, but you can have Egyptian walking onions in Zone 3. You can still grow. Egyptian walking onions are fabulous, and they grow in Zone 3, and you can eat the onion tops. They have like little onion bulbs on the top, set little onions. You can eat those like the pickling onions. You make little tiny pickling onions. The big long green stems, you chop those up and you eat them like chives. And then the roots make an onion bulb. No, Citizen Guardian, I will not I'm 54 years old, and I will not get another horse because um, being around to take care of her, I'd be into my 70s before it would pass away, and that it wouldn't be responsible of me. What I will do though is I'll probably do a lease and just lease a horse to ride. Um, it it'll be cheaper to do it that way too, and then the property can just be garden. I'd have to have 2 to have them together, and it just wouldn't work. I got rid of the pony I had for a companion. Like the family nearby, they just love it. And so my kids would like, these kids have never had horses that I have now. because they wouldn't listen to me when I first adopted them, and I wasn't going to have kids that don't listen underneath horses. And so, um, yeah, I like the groundwork. I don't ride as much as I like doing groundwork too. Filberts, yes, like we call them hazelnuts. I have some of those too. This year I added in my food forest pawpaws, which are stretching it. They grow native just below here. There is a small patch very close to here that's still native. So I got 3 from wild ones and 1 named variety from Stark Brothers. I got Jersey tea. What else did I get? I went to Wild Type Nursery down in Mason, Michigan, and got them. Um, oh, what else? I do have a lot of friends who have horses from my time, so I can get my fix. Citizen Guardian. I'll get my horse fix. I'll love them and leave them though. What, Becca? um. Oh, what else did I plant this year? Oh, trying to think what else. I don't know. I don't know what else I planted. There was like 7 things I got down there. I can't remember what they are now. But every year I add to the food forest. I have an orchard um, with apples and pears and cherries, and those trees just don't seem to do well. My pear tree does well, but everything else is not really grown. So I can hear you. I'm getting a visit through the door.
Children.
I love children. I'm still live. I got 18 people in here, so I'm just kind of hanging out.
This is 16 on mine.
Oh, well, I don't know. Still some
There's
most of them.
delay in my live stream feed.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Thank you. Becca has been very generous in letting me stay here during my period of isolation. Yes, there's several places around here where I can ride. So, ooh, yes. Cabbage is something I'm learning to love. Oh, 19. Thank you. Um, I have dehydrated it. I've canned it. I prefer the canned coleslaw the best. The sauerkraut, I'm still trying to perfect my sauerkraut. Yes, you've locked me away. Um, I keep reading Sandor Katz, and I don't know. The kraut I made this year really got yeast on top of it, kiln yeast, and really bad. And so I got to start over again. But I think the cabbage was given to me and it wasn't very fresh. So we'll start again. I want the probiotics, and apparently I'm going to need them. Yes, fermented sauerkraut is the best. All those probiotics. I'm really trying to eat more fermented foods for my gut. You know, fermented foods are very important. Half of your immune system, they say, I don't know if they're right or not. I'm not even sure who they are, but they say, that fermented foods, your gut is half of your immune system, and fermented foods help build that part of your immune system. So it's very important to eat something fermented every day if you can. I try to have a yogurt every morning, but I fail quite often. But since I'm on some antibiotics, I'm going to have to take and really buff up my fermented food. Yes, sauerkraut keeps all its nutrients when you ferment it, and has quite high vitamin C, which is very important right now going into, the fall season. fall and winter. Need to up your intakes. So, Mac Jones, thanks for coming in. I just realized it was somebody else I hadn't said hello to yet. Kind of a delayed reaction over here. I think Courtney is agreeing that I need to start eating kimchi. I can't have kimchi. I can't eat it. I'm allergic to it. I'd have to make it myself because most kimchi has both seaweed and it can have fermented fish in it, and I'm allergic to shellfish. So if you're allergic to shellfish, you can't eat kimchi. You have to watch it. Make sure that because it will have fish sauce in it that you can't have because it has shellfish in it. Well, Mac, be sure to join the Facebook group by the same name, and we will help you out. Anyway, just you can always ask questions in the Facebook group as well. And that's why I'm here. I started this YouTube channel to post, so I didn't, you ever be in the car with your kids and you feel like you're having the same conversation over and over and over again? So I kind of started this Facebook group because I felt like I was answering the same questions over and over again. And so instead of typing it out, I now just put the link to my video. And so, yeah. Sorry. There we are. No product placement. Hedgehog's Homestead. I love horses. Used to ride when I was a little bit in high school. I ride barrel racing horse. Yes. Oh, barrel racing horses are my love. And since I'm a little bit crazy, I love Arabians. And my Arabian mare went to World Nationals when it was in Atlanta, Georgia for barrel racing. And I was offered $30,000 for her so they could take her back to Arabia. And I said, no, thank you. And she's buried on my property. She took first in the senior division with her previous owner. Broccoli stems. I have not pickled broccoli stems. I did just pickle some beet stems. And I want to see how those turned out. I pickled them in red wine vinegar and a special seasoning pickle spice blend without cloves. I don't like cloves in my pickle. So we'll see how it turns out. In fact, it's been 4 weeks now. I can probably, almost 8 weeks now. I can probably take that out and try it. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm happy to answer questions. I'm just happy to hang out with some friends because it's only day 1 of my isolation and I'm already bored not being able to do anything. Yes, Citizen Guardian. Garlic is the food of the gods. Oh, yes. Interesting facts about garlic that I know is that 8 cloves of garlic is the equivalent of 1 dose of amoxicillin. So, if you need to know that piece of information, it's always nice to have it out there. I'm not sure where I read it. I just read it someplace and I'm passing on that, it's a rumor I heard. Not giving you any medical advice. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the theory works. I've seen people using it. I have not tried it yet. I know that Tatler isn't happy with that, but I don't know. He's not very happy with our group at all. I asked him to let me come and interview him for my YouTube channel and asked him some other questions about doing some stuff, and he wasn't interested. And I've met him in person. He's a very nice man. I really do like him. He's a nice man. Except when you talk to him about his company. He's pretty protective. Because the other company from Tatler has tried to take his trademarks and stuff, and it's a relative dispute. And so he's very suspicious of people trying to infringe on his copyright, understandably. So, but he does not live that far from me. And well, we all live close together here in Michigan, it's just a short drive yonder. And I have met him, and his factory is not far from here, and I would have loved to done something on my channel with it, but he's not interested. He is a lurker in Rebel Canners, though. Or at least his publicist is. So, little known fact. Also, Balkany is a lurker in Rebel Canners. I do check profiles when I add you. Freehandly Made, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I have 18 people in chat still, so we'll just kind of hang out. I am stuck here for the next 10 days doing nothing, so we'll try to get caught up on some videos. We'll do some impromptu lives. I'm hoping to still be on the live on Friday. Join me on Wide Family Farms on Friday at noon, and we'll do some canning questions then. I don't know what else we have planned. I know that if I can't make it Friday at noon, that Courtney still has a backup for that. So I will make sure that you're approved, Blue Farm. I'll get in there in just a minute. Whenever I get off here, I'll go do that. 2,800 pounds of apples. Oh my gosh, Lori, you're not going to need apples for a while. Wow. That is amazing. Thank you. Blue Farm, you're approved. My jailer / nurse has already approved you in the Facebook group, since she's also an admin in Rebel Canners. So, wow, 6 families. Oh, good. I was like, I'm like, she had to have some help. So. Sauce, pie filling, cider. Yes. Did you save any of the peels and make vinegar? Save the peels and the cores to make your own apple cider vinegar, because you could have made a 50-gallon barrel of vinegar plus 4 days. Oh my gosh. And homemade apple cider vinegar is the best. I absolutely love homemade apple cider vinegar. I have to make it myself. My aunt always had a vat of vinegar in her basement, and I could go down there and get it. And I grew up in an orchard. I don't know if I've ever told anybody this. My grandparents bought the farm from my grandmother's family. She was raised by her grandparents, and she got the family farm. And my aunt and uncle bought it then from my grandparents. And at that time, it was an apple orchard. They had apples, peaches. They sold grapes, pears, plums, but mostly peaches and apples. And starting when I could walk, I would go to the farm and help pick up apples off the ground to make cider. And then when I got older, I got to actually choose which apples to pick off the tree once they taught me what to pick, and that would free up my aunt and uncle to then sell to the customers when they came in to the pole barn. And then everything that fell back in those days, we made into cider. So I I can't I can't eat. I don't drink apple cider because oh, Becca's trying. It'll probably be under her real name. Just go in and approve everybody, Becca. Um, we would, it's just the cider they make now and they pasteurize it. It's apple juice. So, um, thank you, Robert. Yes, I'm in canatine. That is it. I cannot can for 10 days because I'm in canatine. So I feel fine. I wouldn't know except I got tested because I had something else going on. And so they tested me because I had something else going on and I'm fine. It wasn't, I didn't even, I have no, I am free of all, everything that way. But I'm stuck here and away from everybody and cannot be near anybody. So I just get things delivered to the door and they shut it and they leave and my Lysol can never leaves my side. Yes. Yes, free Henley made exactly. Um my my only problem is stabbing pain between my shoulder blades. And I went in and they fixed that. So that isn't really, I don't think, a symptom of this. So, okay, Courtney, I will do that. Let me see if I can figure out how to get it to you. I do not know what that. Over here. Yeah, there. Okay. Okay. Let me find it. I'm gonna send it to you as a picture because I'm not on the right device. This device doesn't have your. Oh. Oops. Ah. All right. I know. That's weird, but that's how I had to do it. So, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not. So it is what it is. I just hope I don't pass it on. So, still got one little housefly in here. I didn't have a screen on the window, but I wanted it open. So. So, yep. Oh. Yes, don't forget to hit thumbs up. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Citizen Guardian. Hi, Lori. That's okay, free handly made. Just listen to me. I'm working on my watch hours. I really, really need watch hours, and so I'm figured while I'm stuck here, not able to do anything, I can, there she is. Yay!
Oh, what a day already.
Oh,
So, well, my mom got in a car accident. It's not anything big.
oh,
It
okay.
it was when my aunt and uncle came up here from Florida. She backed out of the driveway and like hit them with her car. I'm sorry. That was just one of the major incidences that happened that week. My
Oh,
aunt
no.
also ran in the door and then broke her false teeth that week as well. So the whole week was just screwed up. So my mom has this giant dent in her back of her car, so she went to the body shop and got it fixed, and then I had to go and drop her off. And then on my way home, I didn't think firefighters were supposed to use their lights for non-emergency uses. I pulled in on my road, and this little Pontiac Vibe with all these lights on. I thought it was a police officer at first because the car was dark. Had all their lights on. So I pulled over because I thought I was getting pulled over. And here it was a firefighter, like a volunteer firefighter. They pulled into their driveway and got out. I was like, I didn't think you're supposed to use your vehicle for non-emergency uses like that. I was like, what?
Maybe he didn't know he had his lights on.
Oh, yeah, but he turned them off when he pulled in the driveway.
Well, he saw him reflect then. He couldn't see them before then.
So yeah, that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. How's your neck of the woods?
Well, I'm sure you've heard I'm stuck in this room by myself for 10 days.
Lord.
I go Monday to the hospital to get an infusion. And that's the only time I can leave my room.
An infusion? What's the infusion thing? Just like vitamins or?
No, it's some new therapy thing.
Mm.
Because I have asthma and it's early and I'm without symptoms, I qualify because they caught it even before I had symptoms.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm just glad you don't have
So-
any symptoms. Like,
I
you probably won't get any then if you
I
don't
have,
have any.
it feels like somebody put a knife in the center of my back between my shoulder blades.
That's so weird because that's so not a symptom.
That's it.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it got like a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10. So I went to the emergency room. So when you go to the emergency room, the protocol is to tickle your brain, and that's how I know. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have, But at that point, I would have told them they could do anything because I felt that bad. So, I got a CT and to make sure it wasn't something going on with what I was concerned with.
You
And
do sound congested though.
that started when I opened the windows.
Oh, okay.
I always have seasonal allergies and I
Mhm.
have asthma. And the congestion started because I opened the windows. I don't want to give it to anybody else, so I've opened all the windows in this room to keep the room aired out because it's like 70 today. There's no reason, to be in here it's not good for my health to be in here all stuffed up and closed up either. So I'm trying to do fresh air therapy, but of course it's bringing the pollen and the ragweed and the,
Yeah, all that other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, other than that, they're plowing the field out there. No wonder I got dust. Maybe I should shut that window. Hang on. Now that you're here, I'll go shut the window.
Oh my Lord, when it rains it pours, doesn't it?
Oh.
Hey, Uncle Al. Good to see you in here. Hey, guys. How you doing?
So,
Oh, man.
yeah. Since I'm trapped here in my little jail cell, I thought I would
use
visit.
this. Yeah, use this time to go live as much as you can and rake in those hours,
Because like Sawyer can't come in here and bother me. He can't peek over my shoulder. He can't,
Mm-hmm.
yell. He needs
Maybe
me.
you'll get your 1,000 hours in the next couple weeks or whatever, next few days.
Maybe, I'll do a daily live and
Yeah.
report on how I am and answer any canning questions anybody wants, and you guys can see how I'm doing with my atypical back pain.
Oh man, that's horrible. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's not unexpected because like the entire town my kids go to school in has it right now. Like, really.
I've been busy like nonstop today.
Oh.
I don't know where I got this extra zap of energy because I didn't go to bed till like 4 a.m.
I know I was up with you most of it. I think I fell
Dude.
asleep before you were done, but
Oh, I just had so much stuff to do. Like I got off my live at a reasonable time, but then afterwards I had so much stuff to do, like for YouTube, and I kept thinking, well, I might not get a chance to do this tomorrow, so I better just do it now. And by the time I looked at the clock, it was like 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I stopped everything and went to bed, and I woke up at 10. Hey, Thorhaven.
Thorhaven, hi, welcome. Thank you for stopping in.
So
Yes, Robert, fresh air is overrated when it comes with farm dust.
Oh man. So yeah, I fed my family and
Oh, good.
left the house, and I am kind of tired, but
My family is going to bring me cheesy scallop potatoes with sausage under the door. So
yeah, that actually sounds really good.
it does. I got toast and coffee for breakfast and chicken with rice for lunch. So
So you have somebody bringing you food all the time now?
Yeah. And then
that's good.
And then the boys keep sliding. My new favorite drink is a seasonal thing up here.
Oh, yes.
It's cranberry.
Yeah, I love cranberry ginger ale.
I love.
They have a wide variety of different ones now. They have an extra bold one too, and my husband doesn't like that one.
CG, before I went to the emergency room, I tried the heat. The heating pad, and then I put one of those stick-on. That when you expose them to the air, they get really hot, and you can stick them on for like your back or for muscle pain. I also tried a capsaicin pepper coated one that, icy hot kind of thing, and it did not touch it. In fact, it got worse after that. That's why I went to the emergency room, because I was like, I must have really messed up my back, or I have a family history of ruptured AAAs, and I'm really thought maybe I had the dissecting aneurysm going on or something, because it was like just the weirdest symptom and in the weirdest place, and it's
it's still weird to me. I still don't accept that's the final
I've had my
diagnosis.
gallbladder out. I've had a gastric ulcer. I've had a kidney stone. I've given birth. This is the worst pain and it was none of those places.
And it's definitely not a kidney stone in any way, shape, or form.
I had a CT. There's no kidney stone.
That's so weird.
No kidney stone. Nope. They did a whole CT of my body because of my weird symptoms, and because, of my family history of cardiac issues. My father and my brother died of a ruptured aneurysm. So when I had the pain in the spot where my aorta is, and I had, it was, I had other symptoms that I had went, but not mentionable ones that it would not be pertaining to my diagnosis. But, cranberry, drink cranberry. It'll cure it.
Yeah.
Drink, Michiganders ginger ale is the cure for everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Verner's.
I love Verner's.
I know. I need Verner's. I'm sending them the next time they go to the store. I got to have Verner's, that it cures everything. I usually have Verner's, but the Blackberry Ginger Ale is my absolute favorite, and it only comes out this time of year. Now till right after New Year's, and then it's gone again. So I was stocking up, so thankfully I had this one on the ready. So. Well, thank you, everybody. We still have 14. Thank you for coming up and joining me. Like I said, I'm trying to get my hours, and just, I'll hang out here. When you're ready to go or my dinner gets here, we'll cut out.
Well, we'll do what we can to support you because we love you. So I'm worried about you.
Oh, I'm fine right now, so no reason to worry until there's a reason. And that Banff stuff is supposed to be the new miracle thing for that. So that's what I usually drink, Citizen Guardian. I always want to say gardener because I met you through the gardening channels. Citizen Guardian, Dr. Pepper is my usual drink right now. I switched about a year ago from Mountain Dew because it's so bad for you to Dr. Pepper. But
For those of you that don't know, King Poobah is my husband. He changed his name.
I did not know that. Dustin!
He's changed it from Courtney's husband to King Poobah.
I wondered in your live last night. I knew you knew him really well, whoever
Well,
it
Doc
was,
P changed his name to Grand Poobah. So I have King Poobah and Grand Poobah in my chat.
That's what's confusing me because I thought you called the Poobah person Doc P last night. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? Bunch of goofballs.
I don't have Country Mama Living. I don't have any ovaries, and they checked everything with my like from my chin to my knees. I'm all clear. So, and my lungs weren't bad. I mean, they checked that with it too, and my lungs aren't bad. So, Courtney's arm candy. Oh.
Yeah, Thorhaven, it's Canada Dry Ginger Ale. They just make several different flavors here. Blackberry, cranberry. I think they had an orange one there for a while. I'm not sure.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, they make all different kinds of flavors, but the blackberry and the cranberry is really good.
The blackberry is fabulous. It takes a lot to get me to switch from Vernors.
Yeah, I really like Vernors. Do you have Swenson's up there? The hamburger place Swenson's? No. We have them here. They're like a drive-in burger place, and they have like a whole variety of fried foods, but they have their main thing is hamburgers, and they serve Vernors ginger ale. So like every time you go there, you have to get a Vernors. Like it's the best.
Vernors is a Detroit, Michigan based company. It was invented in Michigan, and used to be you couldn't even buy it outside of Michigan.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. In my lifetime, my uncle would come up from Florida, and he would make sure that he had one empty suitcase, and he would take back Kogel's pickle bologna and Vernors.
That's funny.
We have an entire suitcase of pickle bologna and Vernors.
Pickle bologna and Vernors. Yeah.
And when my daughter was pregnant and stationed in Hawaii in the service, every week I'd go down to the post office and I'd send her a 6-pack of Vernors and a couple extra cans and like baby diapers and pacifiers and little like anything I was sending to my grandson, I'd pack in there around it. So for the whole time I knew she was pregnant, I shipped her a week's worth of Vernors every week, a flat rate to Hawaii. And the guy's like, back again. I'm like, well, she's still pregnant.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my god. But yeah, Vernors is such a great ginger ale. It's really good. However, don't breathe it in. It'll make you cough. I mean, it is stout, but it is so good.
Have you ever made a root beer float out of it? I mean, it'd be a Vernors float.
No.
Ice cream float. Make an ice cream float.
Ooh, I bet you it'd be like real creamy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I have to try that. So today my goal was, and I haven't got it done yet because I've been busy, is I have these wonderful hen saddles for my chickens.
Ooh.
And my goal is to kink them up right up here and then stitch them like you could see, because they're not fitting my hens. So I'm going to stitch it up, maybe even glue it, and then I'm going to put it on my one hen because my one hen looks really bad. She doesn't have any feathers.
She's a favorite.
Yeah, I think she is. But she's an interesting character. You go out there and you hold a thing of food and you're feeding other chickens and they come up to you and eat out of your hand. She comes over and she'll knock everybody out of the way and she'll jump on you. She tries to get to that food first. That is her food. Nobody else is going to take it. It's like, oh my God. Her name is Henrietta. I'm like, oh my gosh, watch out for Henrietta. She'll peck your fingers off. She's a goofy bird.
We have one out here, and we put her in, and every night she gets out. And I'm like, you're going to get eaten. You need to stay in your cage. And we built like chicken tractors. And they're the ones with the 4 boards, and then you wrap half a stock panel, and then you cover it with a tarp.
Yeah.
And then you chicken wire the ends or whatever you can fit on the ends and make doors. And they're rednecked. Okay.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
She digs out. And like, we'll move it. And then she's like, whatever she can get out. And she finds like the littlest crack in there. And
Blue Farm, I got mine from Etsy. There was a woman who was selling these. These are handmade and they're made out of like a jean material. So they're real durable. And I got several. I got like 16 of them. And they're all made, I don't know if you could tell by the backs, but they're made like out of jeans. So they're real durable for the chickens, you know what I mean? And the only thing is that these were supposed to be for bantam chickens. There's no way in heck this is fitting a bantam if it can't fit an Easter egger.
yeah.
So I'm gonna stitch them, and like, because this is just stretchy material, so it fits around their wings. So I'm just gonna stitch it up a little bit and then put it on Henrietta. There's another one too that's kind of looking shabby. But the thing is I got way too many roosters. I got 2 that are going to be dinner because they can't be here any longer. And then, oh, get this. So we bought chickens from Tractor Supply like 8 weeks ago.
Oh.
And they're babies still.
Right.
So they're transitioning to the bigger birds. And I bought all barred rocks, 3 barred rocks and 3 golden lace Wyandottes.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be all female, except for the barred rock. Just happens to be a rooster. And the only reason we can tell it's a rooster is because it already has its red comb already.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it. I'm like, I got another freaking male bird. That would be 8. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, the other 2 that we hatched during Easter, those are going to be dinner because we can't have them, you know? And then I already plan on transferring. I have a Lavender Orpington and some of his ladies. I plan on moving them to separate pen. And then that will lighten the load on some of the ladies too. So then that will leave me with just 4 roosters. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the barred rock or not, because if he's feisty, then I might keep them, because some of my male chickens, if something were to happen in the barnyard, they wouldn't care. They're just like, oh.
You have the females, so you could do a trio where you could put them in a breeding pen and get eggs and get more
barred rocks. Yeah. And that'd be great in a crap hit the fan situation, because barred rocks are
very good layers.
Yeah, they're good layers, and you can eat them. They're multi-purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. But you can do a little chicken tractor like I did. I mean, it's 4 foot by 4 foot by square, and then you take half a stock panel. I cut one right in half, so we made 2 out of and then the other half is the back, cut for the back, and then we,
Yeah.
then we chicken wired and hardware clothed and
I feel bad about doing it, but you can't have all those males. You just
No.
can't. It's
Well,
not it's not nice.
I had 8 buff Orpingtons given to me, and they're beautiful roosters, and they're all really nice roosters.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I couldn't keep all of them. So
All
I kept
Orpington
2.
roosters seem to be like real chill because I have the lavender Orpingtons, and they're just the 2 males are just so chill and gentle, and just real laid back, and I kind of like that. And for my first, they kind of were my first birds, so to have them as your first birds and not try to attack you is kind of like a good thing, So,
Oh, somebody dropped off 2 fighting roosters
oh,
at our farm once. The big black and roosters with the spurs that were that long.
wow.
And it was where I boarded my horses, and the owner's like, "Oh, this is so cool." And I'm like, "Oh no, it's not. You have little kids, and they like to come out here to the barn where the thing are, and I'm carrying a stick with me. It's not gonna go well." And pretty soon I came out, and there was a note on the refrigerator: "Look inside. There's a present for you." And in there was a bag with feet sticking out. He went after him, and he was no more.
Yeah.
He's like, I think he gutted him and put him in the fridge, and he's like, I figured you want him. I'm like, yeah, that's the way I wanted him, all right. So he went in the pot, but he was not a nice rooster. He was, you couldn't turn your back on him.
Did he taste good though for being a fighting rooster?
I made chicken broth out of him.
Oh, okay.
I
would just think that fighting roosters would be a little more wiry.
It was not. There was nothing meaty to. It was just broth, but but these I kept these Orpingtons for 4 months looking for homes for them because they were too nice a rooster to put in the stoop on.
Yeah, they're super. They're super.
Nobody wanted them. Nobody
Aww.
wanted them, and so I found a home for one of them. So I'm keeping one. The other one, I have a guy that is supposed to come get him, and I'll keep. I don't mind having 2 anyway. Backup. You always want a backup. So
yeah. Alberta Patriot says I got rid of the barred rocks from my flocks, too aggressive. That's the reason why I got the barred rocks, because I wanted them to be aggressive. At that point when I got my barred rocks,
you want a little more.
Yeah, I had 5 roosters already when I got those barred rocks. And I thought if I got some feisty ladies that they would hold up well to the males. And so far they have. The barred rocks hardly ever get touched. It's the Easter eggers and stuff that are a little too easygoing, and they just kind of let the males do whatever they want. But the barred rocks, man, when they're broody and sitting on eggs, you don't go near them. They make good moms. Mm-hmm. You try to go near their eggs, and they'll peck your fingers off.
I have a friend giving me a broody buff Orpington female to go with my males.
Oh, and nice.
So it's an older hen, and she's, but that's what they've had her there. They kept her because she goes broody, but they don't want her because she goes broody. Yeah. So I'll be a breeding pair of buff Orpingtons that I can put together in the spring and then have hatching eggs. So
everybody talks about a broody hens, and they just don't ever get out of it. They just are always broody. I have not had that problem. I have had birds that go broody, but I just continue to take their eggs. If I continue to take their eggs, they don't. Yeah. They forget. Oh, was I sitting on something? Oh, I don't remember. And then they get up, they forget. But I've never had one that just insists on being broody all the time. The funniest thing, though, is I had a Polish hen that went broody, which is really rare. They don't go broody. Polish usually don't. And
they're a little too ditzy to remember where they were yesterday.
Yeah. And she insisted on going broody, and she was sitting on eggs, and she lost weight. She did the whole trip. And then I was like, well, we don't have any eggs to give her. Like, I don't know what to do. So I put 3 duck eggs underneath her, and she hatched out 3 duck eggs.
Mhm.
My Polish hen.
They don't care. Just give me a baby and I'll be a happy mom.
It was so cute when they hatched and they came out peeking out underneath her wings and stuff. I was like, you don't even look like her at all. She's probably super confused. Like,
no, those Polish are just a little on the ditzy
stupid.
side.
They're very stupid.
They're stupid. She didn't notice. She's never been looked in the mirror. You know, she didn't even go to the pond and look in the glass of the water.
They're so funny, but they're really gentle, and I think it's because they can't see because of all the plumage. But they're really nice birds for your first bird. They're really great to keep as pets. However, they're just dumb, and they get taken by anything. You have to make sure you protect their nest big time, because if not, they're so small and they just get taken by anything. Kind of sucks.
The first time I did it, I wanted chickens, and we were living out in the country, and I was about 5, and so my parents got me bantams, and I just loved it. Well, my mom wanted to be done with the chickens, and I'm like, no, I raised them. Asthma. I raised them, and I don't want to be done. I want them. And so she got a banty rooster to teach me a lesson. And I had to go gather the eggs and fight that banty rooster off. And I will never have banties, but I never lost my love for chickens either.
Yeah.
So this is, my third go around at third farm where I've been able to have chickens. So I'm kind of excited to get them out at the property. And I'm excited about getting the broody hen, because with not having electric at the property, I won't have an incubator this year. And so this way I won't have to, waste my solar, if I get solar, on running an incubator 24 hours. If I have a broody hen, I can just
and when they can hatch natural like that, they can pretty much survive any weather.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the plus to that. And I have 2 bantam roosters. They're the black and white Polish, and Ralph and Raoul. They're brothers. And then I have 1 black and white female to match them, because they're purebred. But they're dumb too. Those males are dumb. And they fight each other a little bit. They're kind of like, they pick on each other just a little bit. It's not anything major or anything, but one has bigger hair than the other. But they're kind of funny. Really small.
Bantams are just a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and I was told that with those, what's those fluffy ones? Silkies. The silky roosters. I was told that they're the nastiest roosters.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
my silkies. I have a friend, and she gives me silkies sometimes for farm chores, and she gave me a black silky, and I believe it was a rooster, and that thing was like, it was like a parrot.
Aww.
He would sit on my. I raised him from the time he was hatched. When it was old enough to leave the incubator, she gave it to him. I just had the one, and so he was in the house. He was a house chicken right then, and he would sit on my shoulder and eat out of my hand. And he had a cage in the house, and unless he was out with me, because I didn't like, he didn't have a diaper, so he had to either be out when I was watching him or not at all. And I went on a trip with my sister, and the person who was taking care of him put him out in the pool room, and he fell in the pool. And
Aww.
He did not know how to use the stairs to get out, and nobody noticed. So I lost him. But he was like a parrot. I mean, it was like, there's like, seriously, you have a bird on your shoulder walking around. Yep, I do. But he was like a little Muppet. They're just like little Muppets, and they're so calm.
Yeah.
I think it's because they also can't see.
Yeah, I have a friend that raises those silkies. She's obsessed with them. She just loves them. And she has, it took her 7 tries seven different times to get those frizzles. So
Yes.
she hatches those, but it's like every 7 groups of eggs. That's like how hard it is to get that gene, to get that. It's not
Yeah.
really a gene. What is it? It's some kind of off trait or something that.
Yeah, you have to cross just right, and the stars have to align on the right night when the
Yeah.
egg comes. I don't. It's yeah. I let my friend raises them. She has the speckled and some splash, but mostly the black, and she raises them for 4-H kids to show, and so she has show quality, and then the ones that aren't show quality, sometimes we work out some traits.
Yeah.
So I want to add silkies back in again, but I gotta be out there full time and have I want all my infrastructure set up better this time. I had it all set up, and then when I lost the horse, I lost my heart for my farm, and I got rid of all the animals. But now that I'll be living out there full time again, I'm still live. You don't need to come in because, dude, you don't need to be in here right now. Go out. Okay. Bye.
Hi, Courtney.
Sawyer says hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Oh, and then the ones on the other side of the wall are,
Tammy, your son is cute. He's cute. He's charming. He's very charming. I'm surprised he's not beating the girls off with a stick, though, to be quite honest, because he's very cute, too.
I had to buy a bag of chocolates the other day, individually wrapped chocolates, for him to take to school to pass out to his friends.
To his girlfriends? Aw.
It had to be individual wrapped chocolates.
Yeah. Aw.
So he, because he wanted to pass them out. He didn't want people putting their hands in the bag and touch them. He had to make sure they were wrapped. He's a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Go figure. Your mother's an OR nurse and you're a germaphobe. He'll probably be like Howie Mandel someday and not want to
not shake anybody's hand, just keep his hands in his pocket.
He barely I think I am getting a possible vacation, but I think you can probably hear they're just on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, my husband was talking about in the chat about how we want to breed we have those royal palm turkeys now. So we want to breed those. So we got four of them, 2 males and 2 females. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited. And it's so funny when I got out of the car, just when I got home, they like try to jump over the fence to get to you.
Yes.
They're so friendly.
Oh, they're just like, they have the personality of a puppy.
They do.
They do. I love turkeys. I want to get turkeys again when I get settled out there. I had the turkeys and I went on another hiking trip, and that's how I lost my turkeys.
Oh,
everything survived my vacation, but the turkeys.
Yeah, they're really. My stepdaughter had turkeys before, for like 4-H and stuff, and they were like really fragile. I didn't realize that turkeys could be that fragile, but the market ones are. They don't live very long, and any heat or anything can get to them and make them sick. I don't know. It was just really weird. But the heritage breeds that we have, I was told that basically they can survive anything. And actually, the one woman that we went and got them from, she had a turkey that broke its leg, and she mended it back together, and it walks with a limp. But she's like, it's still producing beautiful offspring, so I kept it. And it's like, it's getting along. She had like 200 birds there, and it was getting along with the other one. So this woman could do anything and everything, with those birds. So I think the heritage breeds are just, a lot stronger.
Yeah. The genetics are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we had that Dixie, our market bird. We kept her because she was the smallest one, and we didn't want to butcher her, and so we kept her, and she literally lived for like 2 years. But just this last spring, she started getting lung problems. She was just getting too fat. I think if we would have, they said that you can keep them longer if you just feed them little bits and not feed them as much. But I feel bad for doing that. I feel like I'm starving my birds, you know? I don't want to do that. So I always fed her and stuff, but yeah, she didn't live very long. She, you know.
No, Citizen Guardian, I say I do, but I used to. It's been a while. I didn't go because of COVID. The trail was closed. I section hike on the Appalachian Trail. I do 4 days every summer. And one of my bucket list things is to section hike the entire Appalachian Trail before I die. So I do 4 days of hiking in the mountains with my backpack and living out of my backpack every summer. And I did several hundred miles of it, a couple hundred miles of it now.
Do you have people with you when you do that, or you just do it by yourself?
My sister, who is 17 years older than me, and I, and my youngest of my birth children, daughter. So the three of us are the ones that started it. When in 2014, I went out to New York to my daughter's graduation from law school, and we stopped. We were driving from here all the way out there, and we crossed it a couple times, and then we stopped at Newfound Gap. There in New York. We stopped and hiked just a small little section of it, and I mentioned that this was something I really wanted to do, and my sister said, okay, let's plan a trip. And my daughter was graduating from high school, was graduating the next year. She said that's what she wanted to do when she graduated from high school, was go with us for 4 days.
That's awesome.
So we hiked starting in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So that's where Newfound Gap is. That's not where we were in New York. But anyway, we hiked then north, and we have been hiking north in stages from there ever since. Starting in 2015.
Gardening. Oh my God. Citizen Guardian says that he wants to see the photos of the scenery. I would like to too. That would be
maybe I
cool.
can do a montage video.
Yeah,
of our hiking pictures and do a post.
You need to look at this.
Hold that thought. Entertain
All right.
everybody.
Hold on, I'm gonna stick it over here.
Okay.
Oh, it's faint. It is though.
Can I share? Or I'm not going to touch it.
I don't care,
You don't care?
but it's faint.
It's there. It's positive.
It's faint though.
It's positive. It's early.
We'll see. We're not counting our chickens before they're hatched.
We won't count our chickens before they're hatched, but I just got some really good news that I might get to share with you guys.
You're gonna have another chicken?
The two-legged kind, the grandbaby kind. I think there might be something brewing.
That's awesome.
It's positive.
Even if it's faint, it's still it's detecting the hormone. So
It's positive.
yeah. So you know what? It's so funny. When I was pregnant,
We've been praying for that so much.
I got I did a test. I did like 5 of them because I was like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. I even bought the cheapest ones from the dollar store. And I took all of them, and they all said positive. I went to the doctor just to make sure. And what did he make me do?
Pee in a cup.
Pee in a cup for the pregnancy test. I'm like, well, then why did I even come to the doctor? I knew I was pregnant. Like, so, I mean, those things are like, if the doctor's offices are using them, they're like 99% accurate. So,
Well, be glad you didn't have my doctor.
oh no.
I went in for my yearly, and the doctor says, "Oh, how far along are you?" I'm like, no, ma'am. You're confused. I'm just here for my yearly. She goes, have you missed your period yet? I said, I'm not due till Monday. She goes, oh, well, when it doesn't start on Monday, drop by a urine specimen and we'll figure out your next appointments for the 9 months. She could tell from an exam. She just knew. I hadn't even
Interesting.
missed my period yet.
Well, that's a good doctor then. That's, you know.
She was excellent. She was excellent. She's a little tiny, she's retired now. Wonderful. Little tiny Indian woman with very tiny hands. Exactly what you want in an OB.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's exciting, Tammy. That's amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations, Grandma.
We've been praying for this one. This is a miracle one. So pray that it sticks. Sticky, sticky, sticky thoughts.
Okay. It will. I have
sticky blue thoughts.
Yeah.
Sticky blue thoughts.
Okay. Blue. It has to be boy. I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. That's great.
I love babies. Especially ones I don't have to stay up with all night. But I get to spoil.
You're amazing, Tammy. Anybody ever tell you that? Like, you can do everything. You're just an amazing person. It's like you can do everything. And on top of it all, you're a grandma. Like, you're amazing. You should write a book someday. You should write a book about your life because your life is amazing in itself. It's cool.
I have written it, but I'm not allowed to publish it yet because there's one more chapter I have to add.
Ah, okay. Well, when it comes out,
don't worry, Judge. I'm leaving that part about you out. If you're watching, you know who you are.
Uh-oh.
I was asked by someone recently if I was going to write the story of my life, and I said I already had it written. I was just waiting to see what his decision was so I could put it in.
Nice.
On something that was pending. It's still pending. He retired.
Oh, okay.
So, that's another story for another time.
Wow, you got 33 likes. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm excited. I needed the watch time, and I probably should get off of here. And I can't do what? What am I going to do when I get out of here? Stare at these walls? But I should let you go. I should let everybody go. I think we're out of canning questions, but I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow evening. I don't know exactly what time. It'll depend on, when things are quieter and all that. But thank you, everybody, for putting up with me. And we've been on here for 2 hours and 14 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all get to your dinners, and I'm going to go see when those cheesy scallop potatoes are ready.
Okay. Well, thanks for inviting me up and everything. And if you ever need me for anything, if you ever need me to come up with you, just, let me know, because I'm obviously home. Like, I don't do anything.
Oh, you don't.
I mean, I do things, but you know what I mean. So,
yeah.
But
all right. Well, goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody in the chat. See ya.
Okay, I gotta figure out how to end broadcast. And end.